A very good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm good, sir. How are you, sir?
Very fine. Very fine.
Shall we start, sir?
Yeah, please. I will be requiring a share screen.
Right, sir.
Once formality. So I think abhi to it is disabled.
We will enable it, sir.
Okay, great, great.
Share screen.
सर नमस्कार।
जी नमस्कार। वाह ग्रेट।
कैसे हैं सर?
आज फर्स्ट क्लास जी, फर्स्ट क्लास।
हाँ शुरू करिए प्लीज।
Right. A very good afternoon to one and all, and welcome to the National Webinar Series organized by Modern Group of Institution, #Modern Talk. Today we have a renowned and esteemed dignitary amongst us, Dr. Dheeraj Mehrotra, sir, an academician, author, and a TEDx speaker. We also have our Group Director, Dr. Puneet Kumar Trivedi, sir, with us. As well as we have Head in Media Communication, Professor Arpita Madam with us. On behalf of Modern Group of Institution, I, Professor Neha Sharma Chaudhary, Head Admission, welcome you all to the National Webinar, #Modern Talk. Our today's topic for the discussion is Tackling COVID Boldly as a Learner. Before starting the session, I would like to introduce our organization. Modern Group of Institution is a leading group of premier institutions in Indore, affiliated to RGPV Bhopal, DAVV Indore, CBSE New Delhi, and approved by AICT New Delhi, NCT and PCI New Delhi. Modern Group is imparting quality education in the field of pharmacy, management, commerce, and education. We are offering more than 8 courses in this field that includes the B Pharmacy, M Pharmacy, D Pharmacy, BBA, BCom, and B.Ed. Modern Group encompasses 2 leading pharmaceutical industries, Modern Laboratory and Nandini Medical Private Limited. Modern Laboratory was established in 1979 by late Shri P.C. Tharia sir. Nandini Medical Laboratory was established in 1998. And both gained the prestigious acclamation in the All India rating of pharma industry. We also have Modern International School, which was established in 2013. We believe in innovation and entrepreneurship. Hence, we introduced MP's first pharma incubation center, that is Modern Incubation Center, in the year of 2019, sponsored by MSME, Government of India. Recently, we have received World Book of Record UK and World Record Academy USA for making largest human image of medication capsules. We are the recognized participating institute of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan in association with IIT Delhi and MHRD Government of India. The institute also have the Modern Innovation Council Cell, which is an institute innovation cell by MHRD Innovation Cell. Now, I request our group director, Dr. Puneet Kumar Trivedi, sir, to please welcome our guest speaker, Dr. Dheeraj Mehrotra, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. A very good morning, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Namaste, and it is an opportune time to renew contacts and discuss problems of mutual interest with delegates from various parts of the country and also abroad. I think Corona has given us the opportunity to remove the boundaries and connect with the people. I know it is a difficult situation, but an academician needs to be optimistic, and hence academician can see the future, can see the opportunity behind it. To all parents, to all students, to all budding entrepreneurs, it is important to understand the ecosystem. Therefore, we have planned to organize this series of webinars, and I think no better than the successful academician, very renowned person, very famous academician, author, motivational guru, motivational speaker, Dr. Dheeraj Mehrotra ji, can make you understand in a great way. I, Dr. Puneet Dwivedi, Group Director, Modern Group of Institution, feeling honored and proud to welcome our today's speaker, Dr. Dheeraj Mehrotra ji. It is gratifying to note that the agenda of the this webinar, covers a wide range of very interesting items relating to the startup ecosystem, education, from primary level to high school and intermediate, and you can say graduation, post-graduation, doctorates. I also welcome all the participants who are going to be benefited by this wonderful webinar today. And I welcome Dr. Dheeraj Mehrotra ji and all the participants in this wonderful webinar. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, it is my privilege to introduce our guest speaker in brief. Dr. Dheeraj Mehrotra, sir, a national awardee, year 2005, a white and a yellow belt in Six Sigma, a certified NLP business diploma holder, an educational innovator, author, with expertise in Six Sigma in education, academic audits, neuro-linguistic programming, total quality management in education, an experiential educator, a CBSE resource towards school assessment, CCE, JIT, 5S, and Kaizen. He has authored over 40 books on computer science for ICSC, CBSE, and ISC students, over 10 books of academics interest for the field of education excellence, school management, teaching excellence, and Six Sigma. A former principal at the Indian Public School, New Delhi, India, and an education officer at James Education, India, with an ample teaching experience over 2 decades. He is a certified trainer for Quality Circle, TQM in education, and QCI standards for school accreditation. Six Sigma in education. He has also been honored with the President of India's National Teacher Award in the year of 2005 and the Best Science Teacher State Award by the Ministry of Science and Technology State of UP. Innovation in education for his inception of Six Sigma in education by Education Watch, New Delhi, and Education World Best Teacher Award, Bolt Learner Teacher Award by Air India. Innovation in Education Award 2016 by Higher Education Forum, Gujarat Chapter. Best Industry Aligned Research Award by Computer Society of India, Mumbai Chapter, among others. His name has been included in the Limca Book of Records and India Book of Records for developing over 150 plus applications. He has conducted over 2000 plus workshops globally on the excellence in education, integrated with total quality management and Six Sigma, technology integration in education, cybersecurity, classroom management, school leadership, and management. Innovative teaching within the classroom via mind map, NLP, and experiential learning in academics. He's an active TEDx speaker and can be viewed as YouTube TEDx channel. As an active Udemy Premier instructor, he is globally imparting knowledge to over 6-7 lakh enrolled students from 181 countries globally, over 300 online courses. He is a resource for teachers training and has been conducting sessions on invites by the Ministry of Education and other bodies of Sri Lanka, Mauritius, and Qatar. On behalf of entire modern family, I feel honored to welcome you, sir. COVID-19 virus has changed drastically everything. And for sharing the deep insight knowledge on tackling COVID boldly as a learner, I request our guest speaker, Dr. Dheeraj Mehrotra, sir, to start introductory talk on today's topic, please. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. And I was really, surprised to see all the wonderful introduction. I didn't know so much about myself after, in fact, I realized. So thank you very much. And thank you, Puneet sir, for this wonderful introduction. And I take this opportunity, first of all, to thank the family of Modern to take this initiative above all, because not every institute is taking this as an opportunity. Of course, it's a great challenge, and it is our responsibility to convert this challenge into an opportunity. And when you learn, actually, you tend to earn. The more you learn, the more you earn in terms of honor, recognition, and pride. So this is a novel step by the organization. I am sure that the stakeholders will be pretty beneficial on ground of whatever we deliver. And this very initiative taken by you will not only help and deliver knowledge to the family, to the members, to the real stakeholders, but to the society at large. So thank you very much. And I'm very sure that what I discussed today, what I share, goes in spectrum and explores the learning to the very perfection. So I hope the screen is clear, ma'am. Yeah, okay, right. First of all, as Puneetji rightly said, that COVID time has brought us together in a big way, and never ever did I interact so much with people around as I do, because every third day or second day, I have some online session with the teachers, with some school or the other, and we always discuss. So probably I have catered to training around 2,000 teachers so far, with around 20 schools, 20 probably at an average. So I look forward to that very initiation of learning as a priority, and it should become as a hobby for teachers. For parents, it's a great time to have a quality time with their family members. Of course, they need to narrate to their livelihood also. Of course, we cannot be, foregoing that task, which is going to earn the bread and butter for the family. And of course, the government is taking initiatives that we all are well bred and well read at the same time. So that initiative goes a long way in, I'm very sure the time will be over and we are going to be brighter as you were. And people are talking about the new normal, but I would initiate and look for the original normal to be back soon. So that is what is about tackling for this initiation. And we need to be supportive, we need to be careful, we need to be kind, and we need to be alert on all ground of supervision, whatever, wherever we are. We need to be tied up with the readiness of catering not only to this pandemic, but also to the future, which is coming up of preparedness, that we need to be, having with new habits, born in new habits to combat the challenges, which is going to be there with us all the way at our workplaces, at our learning spaces, and at all places. So that spectrum will be, of course, not that easy. And one of the hardest decisions made in life is to choose which bridge to burn and which bridge to cross. So obviously, with the spectrum of learning, it is high time for all of us to come together, cater to the needs, and come out as a winner. The win-win approach and the ownership quality will only be possible for all of us when we try to diagnose the spectrum in the best possible manner. Running away with that belief that, oh, I don't know what's going to happen, will not help us. Actually, we are going to be stronger day by day and also come up to the very standard. If I'm a parent, I need to learn so many things about parenting. My new parenting of age has to come up. preparing for the very uncertain future, which is on the cards, with bold steps on the go. Apart from that, there is also an initiative when I am an individual, I am a student, say I'm a college goer, or I'm going to attend college, I've just appeared for class 10+2. I need to be prepared for something of this sort, that probably how I'm going to tackle this scenario. I'm going to build up my immunity. I'm going to eat good, forego the snacks, but I'm sorry, Indore is fond of snacks, and so is Lucknow, where I am presently. So you can't survive without poha or samosas. But of course, we need to be very, very prioritized on what and how and where we are, and we need to take care. And certainly that mental resilience is also a productivity, as people are talking about these days, mental health, physical health, and about the academic scenario. We have been learning so many things. We have been watching series, TV, and all that entertainment, which was never possible. And that stroke has come up with the very notion of one word, which is a priority at all age levels, is mindfulness. Mindfulness is the priority which need to adopt. We need to adopt as teachers. We need to adopt as parents. We need to adopt as learners. And of course, with the new phase, with the new learning scenario coming up, we need to learn with the reference of WWW as a priority, which talks about whatever, whenever, and wherever. So take a break from the news. Information overload can be upsetting, and make an effort to switch off your screens once a while and try to do yoga. We celebrated the yoga day yesterday, and it was probably to that interval that we need to initiate also on ground, that every day should be a yoga day and it should become a part of our lives. So I call it mind attention, which is a priority, and a conscious way of engaging in life has to come up with March to cater to this unprecedented moment, probably which was never analyzed in years and years. Probably we never thought of that we are going to face this time in our lifetime. But thanks to the technology, thanks to the power of acceptance, thanks to the government, that we are able to, equip ourselves to over 3 months now, 4 months on the go. We are prepared, and we are learning day by day and not missing out any chance of being the better. Of course, as an individual, as a learner, as a student, as a parent, we need to have something on the bucket list that I have to work out on this. Probably this time, as a high time, we need to look forward and keep in touch with the community. That is, if I'm interacting with you, I assume that I will be Googled, analyzed, and explored as a part of benchmark association on ground. And I will improve upon myself to the better expectation of what I am yesterday, what I am today, and what I'm going to be tomorrow. So that reflection has to be targeted, that it is always, we need to adopt a Kaizen culture, which is actually the continuous improvement. And you need to adopt that as a part, the mantra of your life. And prayer is when you talk to God. Meditation is when you listen to Him. So probably we are doing both the things at the same time. And the hymn above, obviously, it's a great guidance, support, and we are manipulating that task in a big way. Also, as a matter of fact, we are linking on ground of believing in team. We cannot do anything in isolation. Of course, the castles were never made in isolation. We need to believe in the team spirit, and we need to, as you people have conducted this webinar and organizing series of learning, so you need to touch upon, and the very initiation of joint teamwork is a very example of a movie made by Amitabh Bachchan and other fellows who have made it sitting at home in isolation, and they could come out with that wonderful movie. So that is what is a simpler format. We need to come together, catering to this unprecedented moment as a learner boldly. Boldly is what is the precautionary is, that I'm opening up all the challenges to my arms and telling them, okay, come on, I'm going to be, limited to that challenges, but of course, I'm going to be learning a lot about it and being prepared for the new age. Then certainly take care of your body. We need to tell this to all our friends and relatives. Meditate, eat well-balanced meals. That's what I talked about, the snack food. the junk food, that is, the snacks and other things. Take deep breaths. Aside from staying safe, stay healthy. And that is, again, a priority. Of course, the kids, the pre-primary and the primary and the junior kids are well versed about sanitization. We can ask them to write an essay on it. Let me tell you, they'll come up with 100 points at what to do and what not to do. They are so well versed into it. So they are going to be wearing that uniform of the do's and the don'ts. And that is what they will help themselves in getting fit, perfect with the march of time. So probably this particular challenging time has given us the preparedness for the future that, of course, we will be taking care on ground. And make time to unwind, use a few minutes of your day to do something you enjoy. So probably as a learner, as a doer, probably all those who have been thinking of playing a guitar, you can play it now. You can learn it on the YouTube. Probably you're going to write a story or write a book or sing a song, or probably learn to do some initiative which you have been having it in your bucket list for years. Now you can even explore it as a part of it. So that is how you're going to engage with the time and come out with a winner, as the ownership has to come up with that reflection. Then connect with others. Talk to people you trust about your concerns and how you're feeling. So like I'm interacting with you, I'm assuming that you're listening to me, and then probably come out with your own vocabulary and deliberations so that I nurture on my deliberations as well. So that particular thing has to be there, that whomsoever you have been never being able to talk, you can talk over the phone, you can talk over chat mode, you can organize some family Zoom meeting or a Google Meet or probably Team Meet through the family members, so that you're excited what you prepared for the dinner or the lunch. You can have pool dinner or pool lunch virtually, in fact, over the cyberspace. So this is how you need to be connected with your family members. And I think it is high time that you need to make sure that they are all at home. So reflections on ground. Of course, we are open up with from the lockdown, but of course we have a dedicated time, at least for the dinner time. We assume everyone is there together. And then make learning a habit. So this is my reflection on ground, that the more you learn, the more you earn in terms of knowledge, recognition, and pride. Probably the reason you are there at your job portal or probably at a workplace is because of your knowledge. And tomorrow you're going to be there continued is because of your upgradation of your knowledge. You become the better of you and you get recognition at your workplace. Similarly, the more you learn, the more you are better at your work, the more recognition you get. Same for the teachers, same for the parents. Like the more the parents know, like as a father, even to interact with my son who's just appeared for class 12 and he's preparing for CLAT, that probably he would be, he would talk to me only when I upgrade my skills of coming to his standards and being on the same page. If I'm talking about A for apple, B for boy, and C for cat, and he understands A for Android, B for BlackBerry, and C for cloud, I'm sorry, there will always be a digital gap. There will always be a gap. And I will never be able to communicate with him, or he won't be able to, give me that recognition apart from, the respect, honor, and the recognition being father. So that approach has to be initiated. Even in the classrooms today, when you're teaching, you need to be a repartee. You need to be a replacement to the Google or the go.com. search.com, all these initiatives. The children look forward to raise their hands and say, ma'am, this is already in the book. Tell us something new. And that is the reflection as a teacher. We need to develop preparedness. That is the very patience we need to enrich with March of Time, that I need to talk about Malalas and Obamas and the FIFA World Cup and all that stuff before I come to my own conclusion of my subject. In order to draw and meet the interest in the learning, I need to come up with something, with a wow element in the classroom, which is going to be activating for the students. Then, of course, make others happy. The happiness quotient, as recognized by many of the schools now, even CBSE has included the happiness curriculum in its schools, right? With the reason that everyone needs to be happy. If you're happy, you're going, right? If you're not happy, you're stressed, and that probably will come out to the very essence that you need recognition, you need to be taken care of, you need counseling. So the best purpose is, the best initiative is to make others happy and let the work go the best way possible. That happiness has to be shared. And then be a street smart teacher or an educator or a learner or a parent, like we have all the stakeholders as of now listening. And that is the reference we need to look forward to, that we need to be street smart. We need not be a hardworking teacher or a parent or a student. We need to be a street smart worker at any field we are. We need to know about what the new things are. We need to know about what hotspot is. We need to know about what Netflix or probably Hotstar or Amazon Prime, or what AR and what AI is all about. Because we are living in the world where you're going to utilize all these virtual platforms for your upgradation, for your communication, and for your existence above all. Now for teachers, for example, talking about virtual classrooms is a scenario. It is just not going to be something which I'm talking that it's going to be related to some tech world or a corporate world. Teachers understand this language now about the smart computing, about the interaction through the cyber world or the cyberspace. So they're very well rooted. Oh, I can download Zoom app and then I can do this. I can go to Google this thing and Google Talk or Google Meet, and I can organize a plan or a meeting and where people can go. I can even download Team and all that stuff, all the platforms. That needs to be initiated. And above all, we need to share caring. The caring for each one of us, also through virtually. So while we are on the meet, we can even care for each other. We can let others speak. We can listen to people around, and that is what is the proper etiquette we need to follow. Because being in virtual and being in real talks a lot. There's a lot of difference. When teachers take classes virtually, they need to govern on the ground that they are able to finish the class, which was actually taken for 3 or 4 periods. They do it in 1 40-minute session, because they don't need to shout. They don't need to yell. There is no peon coming with the circular, and there is no distraction in the classroom. So this way, they need to look out and reframe and do their strategies in a different manner altogether. Because when I'm talking about my sessions or the courses I'm running, like for the one I'm running probably day after tomorrow for teachers, about making online teaching wow. Now, how do you feel like? Because you're teaching in a classroom, it's totally different. And this is a new scenario altogether, where you need to enrich, talk to each of them, make them, raise hands, you need to force them to raise hands and ask questions. And they may be comfortable on ground, but at the same time, they are using their home classroom in the sense that structure, the classroom structure is being provided by the parents. So we need to thank those parents in order to have a clubbed culture of learning. We need to thank for the infrastructure they are giving out. Many children are learning through their mobile phones. They are not owning those mobile phones. They are either the father or the mother or the uncle, right? Similarly, for the desktops and the laptops, it was never prepared. And, you can't expect them to buy it just for this purpose. So we need to also thank them as stakeholders and come out as a great learner. And above all, never give up. And that is what don't ever quit, never give up should be the priority. And that has helped us a lot in initiating the task. And above all, unleash your inner powers. Each one of us, are great powers in ourselves, right? We need to help out, come out, overcome all the fear factor and come up as a winner. Of course, I'm going to learn with thanks to all the preparedness by the government and thanks to the him above, that in India, we don't have that mortality rate so high. So probably we are controllable, and our recovery rate is also around 60+%, which is quite comfortable. And we know that we will be going through it very, very soon, and all will be okay. So that is the perspective we need to look forward to, the positive culture. And do the best the first time, every time. That has to be the provision. Boldly as a learner, to overcome this aspect of learning, we also need to initiate the very task that this will come and go. This will certainly go with a reflection. And then that probably the time has made us better prepared for any uncertain future coming up on the go itself, unfortunately. But we need to be prepared for it. So be ready to explore wonder of wonders at workplace, because the new environment when we are back in the classroom, probably it's going to be different. And children are already facing a different environment of learning ever since this lockdown began, online. They are learning online, they are watching online, they are going through the videos and interacting with teachers. Probably the new session, new teachers, and even the professional colleges have already started their second year, third semester. So the teachers have not met them physically, but yes, I've seen, because my daughter is enrolled in the PG course from Christ in Bangalore, and she's running that course, and probably they've started with assignments and everything. So the seriousness counts, how committed you are, and that commitment will make you cater to this format of learning, because this is the future. The future is a government initiated MOOCs long time back, right? Now it is becoming a reality. And when I'm talking about my own courses on Udemy, I believe it's over hundreds and hundreds of students go and sign up for my courses, obviously free of cost for that catering, and then sharing the promo codes and other things. So I look forward to it, and I answer queries on that ground as well for the betterment. This is one of the courses, Personality Productivity Blueprint. So this is just in case you guys are keen, you can initiate it. A Personality Productivity Blueprint on Udemy, right? So the share code is there. Yeah, I'll come back to it probably. Then after, there is a communication with a passion. Now, communication with a passion has to be a priority for the teachers, for the students, for the learners. Now, we need to be effectively, because we are preparing ourselves. Today, the teacher is there from the same town. Tomorrow, our teacher will be from a different town. And then day after tomorrow, probably a university has hired a professor from Oxford, probably. Look, we don't know, because there is a great fight among them also to prove among the schools that I'm the best. I'm organizing all that online events. They are doing that online activities, online assemblies, online parent-teacher meeting, online the ceremony of all the prefects and the house prefects and the head boy and other things. So probably it's so well possible that you hire a professor from Oxford. Like yesterday only, I had attended an event from Australia for the CBSE principals. So that is how they were trying to. So probably CBSE initiated with the government of Australia, and they talked about improvement of teachers on how best they can contribute through social networking. It's a great learning. So this is how we are going to be, but that is only possible when we communicate with passion to learn, passion to communicate. And that is what is the reference we need to look forward to. Apart from that, there is also an initiation for all the educators watching this webinar. I would request them to follow this particular Twitter handle, that is Edutopia. Edutopia.org is a website which is quite comfortable for the teachers to upgrade their skills. So edutopia.org, please visit that. You'll find all your professional queries solved. There will be wonderful videos, and even you can contribute as a part of a blogger there, right? So looking at it, I was happy to explore this particular video on that, and I'll just share that.
When kids are faced with terrible circumstances, sometimes it helps to take an artistic approach through a medium such as photography to help these kids deal with these emotions. The opportunity as a teacher is to show them the value of art. They're learning that a good photo doesn't need any words to tell the whole story.
This project started when I was looking for an assignment at the beginning of distance learning. I wanted it to be something that wasn't too hard for these kids, but was also meaningful. I started looking around at my town and I saw these long lines outside grocery stores, and I had these flashbacks to photos I'd seen from the Great Depression and photos from Dorothea Lange. The work she did was simple but powerful. She took photos of what was really happening, the poverty, the sadness. So this became the jumping off point for me. I told them, guys, we're not going to write a report on this. I want you to look at these photos and then create. We are living history. This is the time for you to document for future generations to see. I had the students take a number of photos with a specific prompt. Life outside your door, through a window, my different life inside, and porch photos of your family. I had the students edit in black and white because I wanted to emulate the photos of the Great Depression. I told them, I want you to shoot from your soul. I had students who had barely done any work all through the year. And then when I gave this assignment, they were the ones that turned in the most powerful photos. There was so much emotion, and maybe they just didn't have the means to do it through writing, but they're able to do it through their phone. This assignment started to take off and get a life of its own after I posted it to a Facebook photography group for high school teachers. Next thing I know, all these teachers are using it, telling me it's so relevant to their students. Some of the students' photos were really positive, family time together. Others were very dark, and you can see these kids were having a hard time with what's going on. Our jobs as teachers of the visual arts is to bring out that emotion. A lot of kids aren't good writers, but they have an eye, they have a voice, and this voice came through so clearly in these photos. This medium is where kids can shine and they can show the world, this is what I see. I was here, I matter.
Okay. So this particular project was done by one of the teachers, and similar objective can be met by our teachers as well. And this was a wonderful example of, doing it in black and white because they wanted to emulate this scenario for future time to come. And that was initiation. And I believe that we even have better teachers to do some innovation, and they're already doing at times. Only thing is it is not recorded or maybe defined on that. Then practice self-mentoring. Now, self-mentoring is equally paced. We need to ask the children to read newspapers, go through the websites. They have had enough of screen time. So probably at least on that ground, they can initiate of reading news. And these days, with features coming up, they can even ask their Siri to read the news, or probably, Amazon Alexa to read the news, or they can even have text to speech option to read the news. So I think it is high time for the children, for the parents to even, interact on ground of how the things are going on. And then above all, explore wonders is the priority and be ready for the challenges. That should be the initiation. Every time we tend to reflect on that ground and achieve on that motive should be again a priority, and execute fascinating ties with the friends and relatives. Of course, virtually, there you can't have any shake hand as of now, but certainly you can reflect on that learning virtually, and we can have virtual hug, we can have virtual shake hand, and make sure that you have a quality time at least half an hour every day with all your family members, with the platform you're using. Why can't you have it? You can have a family quality time with all your, 100, 150 family members, all who have been there in your recent marriage party or things like that. So that is how you can make this probably a fun going initiative and a fun evening. Maybe Mondays you can have X relatives, Tuesdays you can have Y relatives, and that is how you can have a quality hour with them probably. And this is through Get Going, and that Get Going has to perform with that execution, with that relativity, and consider the consequences. It is not just we are going to be locating ourselves in isolation. We need to look ahead. We need to talk ahead. We need to work ahead. Maybe we are able to use the virtual hour or the virtual time how best we can, but try ignoring going out, meeting people, if not necessary, if not necessary. Like the other day, I wanted some important paper from one of the schools. I said, you better courier it or better do it. So today I got it in the speed post. So it was good. Like, it was fine and comfortable for me and the other person also to communicate that task. So explore blessings and the blessed moments with the team, being together virtually. It's going to be a new normal, certainly. And every problem has two solutions. So probably, ya to bhag lo, ya bhag lo, either you participate or you run away. So we have no option but to be a part to it, right? And that mindfulness technique, being together, connecting, and we all are following Modi ji in a big way, as a staunch follower, that yes, we believe in you and whatever is going to happen probably will be the best. And that significance we need to roll out. This is his slide only. I've taken from one of his presentations on Man Ki Baat, right? That he says, Modi ji says right way, that every problem has two solutions, either you bhaglo or you bhaglo. So that is what the choice is yours. And we need to initiate on that learning as a priority for all of us at all times. And then you are the best, trust in the fact of yourself. If you're a teacher, you're a parent, you need to be a motivating factor for all the family members in a great way. And that initiation has to be through the way you think. Think positive, think great, and think rich. Rich thinking or the richness in your thought analysis will work a lot to the priority of notion. Above all, you are the live example of yourself, and we know that how we are going through these days. Of course, the happiness quotient should be of a higher level, and that will go a long way in exploring the opportunities we have had. All the teachers have become superpowers thanks to, I would say, pandemic in this nature, that all the teachers have been equipped with the new hat and the new wisdom and the new approach and the new uniform of being a street smart teacher. And they have come out to be a great winner exploring. In fact, they are also one of the warriors of the age with, incorporating and encapsulating the new arms, the new animation of technology which they have had over the months. And then above all, as I've said, think rich. So we need to be positive on ground of thinking rich and coming to the fact that if you rest, you rust. So make sure that you are continuous on your operations, you're continuous on the reach, and you're doing what is required to be done to the best of the possible way, right? And be good as you are always as a capacity learner, and try to indulge in the capacity of being a great person, right? Share wisdom as you do always, right? And believe in yourself. The positive framework has to be, I can do wonders. I can do, right? So that is the approach. Even for the students, you need to believe in yourself that I can do wonders. It is all with the available ground, that the hard work and the smartness you need to carry in your lives, and be willing to fail, right? Because fail means first attempt in learning. So that is what is the approach we need to initiate on ground. And apart from that, leverage on your mechanism. Whatever expertise you are well framed with, try to honor yourself to the best of the standard. Enrich yourself. Develop your own vocabulary with the march of time, and see that the new phase, the new nurturing time will require more spectrum of knowledge. Be kind as your taste and the approach. Learn to earn towards excellence. And that is what the excellence should has to be, a priority in life. I'm going to excel in whatever I do. I do the first time, every time, the great job, right? With the belief that I can do it. And that is what is the Kaizen philosophy of Japanese stand for. Continuous development. I want to be better. I want to be like yesterday I want to be better as of today and for tomorrow, because the challenges are there that I need to be enriched with the march of time, or else people will not recognize me. So that for recognition, you need to give time to yourself for your better practice, for your better smart work. Don't others, there will be always people who let you down. So don't let them, just go away with those toxic people in your life. Just ignore them. Identify who are the people who are, troubling you at the time of your improvement, success, and any routine. Just get away from them. Take time to train your mind, because your mind is what is the recognition which you need to be incorporating at times. There should not be any excuse for not trying. So you need to try, of course, try all the robes which you want to wear in life, probably as a part of your professional side as well. And then never stop dreaming. And in fact, we should be dreaming in the daytime when we are awake. If you're sleeping and dreaming, there's no use, right? And I remember Professor Kalam's words when I was receiving the National Teacher Award way back in 2005. That time I had shaken hands with him and he said, gentlemen, remember one thing in life, to have a small aim in life is the biggest crime in the world. So don't have small aim in life. And that is what I repeat his words. Friends, teachers, colleagues, parents, students, have great aim in life, right? So because your aim is high, you work greater and you get more recognition in life. So probably this is the high time that we should start dreaming great work assignment, and don't ever rescue yourself from a challenge. Learn and explore to face it. And that is what is lively before us, that the challenge of pandemic, COVID-19 should go away and will go away probably, and we'll stand undefeated on that ground. Seems like it is for you to get it done. And of course it will be certainly. And turn your wounds into wisdom with that approach of learning to learn as a priority rather than an occasional occurrence. And that aspect has to come up by being smart. And I added a word here, by being street smart. Your smartness will come with your systematic work, with your meticulous thinking, with your artistic attitude, with your realistic being, and above all, tactfulness, as is what I learned in my management, is managing men tactfully. So that's the best definition. I remember my days in Monirba in Allahabad University, where my professor talked about defining the word management in my first very session of PGTBM long back. That is what about management is all about. Managing men tactfully. Manage men T. So that tactfulness has to be governed as an individual, right? For our colleagues, for our students as teachers, and above all for our parents. So that tactfulness has to be the priority in life. And that approach has to come up with the exploring of success. Wherever we are at our workplaces, we need to explore the success as a priority. And above all, be stronger than your excuses. It's high time that we stop doing the procrastination. Kal kar lenge. Are abhi to time hai. These initiatives need to be mended, and we need to have a polished quality habit of doing the things the best way it can be done. And that is what is the narration of being positive at anything and everything you do. Yes, I can do it. The way I do it, I think I'll be able to do it. And once you have that protection, the view and the positive aspect of doing, you do wonders, right? And above all, dwell peace at work. Though probably peace is the word which defines perfection, orientation, and the positive aspect of doing things, right? So that probably is going to be a narration. Be wise while you're working, while you're talking to people, initiating on ground, and take a good care of your health. That's probably a nutshell. We are going to derive on that aspect as well. And respect your failure. Take every failure as a feedback. As I said, first attempt in learning, fail. Fail is first attempt in learning. Of course, we learn, and it is the priority. So the magic will probably be proving us to have strong determination that take you places. So the magic of particular that aspect has to be dwelled on ground, and you become what you believe. So be able, and let me tell you, be able is one of the polished signified words which talks about the grit and the determination. I can do wonders, right? So that has to be the approach. And for all those who are watching and waiting for the colleges to reopen, remember your happiness quotient, remember your positive attitude. Remember that this is the high time for you to learn for yourself, and through the WWW, the wise wisdom arena, wherein you're going to come up with the willingness of trying and getting a win-win attitude and make your good habit a co-occurrence. Now you need to re-evaluate yourself, try to recapsulate on the way you are learning, on the mode of learning and the initiative of learning. And I would be happy to have you try something which you have not done ever. So that is something like curating your creativity. Try to create, curation has to be a priority. Thinking of uploading a YouTube video, do it now. Thinking of creating a website, do it now, do it now. Thinking of singing a song and uploading it as a podcast, do it now. It is the high time for probably the number of likes and the number of visits you're going to get to. Think of doing it. Think of all what you've been having in your bucket list. Now is the time. And that is probably, you'll not, listen to your parents, above all saying, ye kya kar rahe ho, time waste and all. Today, I mean, these days you are free to do anything, right? Be happy. The happiness quotient counts to that liberation. And above all, you must make new choices, learn to make new choices, go to different websites, get to know about various platforms of teaching and learning. This is Zoom, then go to Team, go to WebEx, try watching the YouTube videos about how to use these platforms, because that is what is going to be the new signature of yours in the march of time. And that spectrum has to be earn success as a priority and make it a habit. Yeah, success is going to be my habit, because whatever I'm going to do it the best way possible. Build confidence, but without ego, right? So that has to be the priority. Build confidence, but without ego. Ego means exit God out. And that is where your ruining starts, that has to be there. Concentrate on your excellence performance, right? Excellent performance. Whatever you may be doing, do it the best way possible. And that is how, with a scope of improvement, has to be there. And make growth the only evidence of your life. And that probably we're going to come up with the march of time, the better of us. And the growth is only possible at our workplace or at our spectrum only when we tend to learn with the march of time, right? Learning new means. Like for teachers who don't know how to teach online, how can they teach online when they don't know what platforms to use online, right? It cannot be just a simple PPT-based depiction or a display or a tutorial. It has to be something more. So you need to learn how to upload your podcast. You need to know how to upload your data, how to, script your documents, how to have a large slide share, how to have some format, So let sky be not the limit for you, and explore with a positive outcome that you can move mountains. Why not? As an individual, you can do wonders and think and act like the smartest person on this earth. And that is what is the requirement or the requisite of yours at your workplace, at any ground, right? Your pain is your greatest strength. So accept pains as pride and be a better of yourself. It is not that easy. And then the heading goes there, catering to the unprecedented moments as a learner. Of course, it's not easy going, but not easy people get tough. You need to learn how to swim against the waves. With the waves, everybody swims, Even a dead body will float with the wave, right? You need to learn how to swim against the waves. And this is the high time for you to learn and walk the talk. Don't talk the talk. Don't walk the talk. You need to work the talk. Learn to walk the talk. बात करना आसान है, बात बताना आसान है, but बात को करके दिखाना is what is a priority. तो ये हमें बन के चलना है, and I need to be a joiner with new challenges, new attributes. And when we join, we really complete, because when I'm joining something at maybe an initiative, I'm actually doing it by interest. That has to be there. Think rich, as you always do, positive, likewise, and the connect. Develop a wealthy mindset. In order to be a wealthy individual, of course, you need to be positive. The mindset has to be wealthy enough. It should not be just be limited on your WhatsApp jokes. So it has to be on that rein as well. And then freely forgive and forget. Please don't keep any potatoes in your pocket or in your bag, forget it. Forget all your nuisance interactions and any format with people around, right? So try to initiate with a new approach. Okay, baat ho gayi, done, right? Thank you very much. I'm sorry for that. Even if you're not sorry, you need to learn to say sorry in order to, freely forgive and forget, to the very task of learning. Then, of course, you can never be a better leader than your personality. So that spectrum has to be taken on view, that how best you are exploring your personality. And that is what, to that essence, I would like to showcase deliberations, and also come to some chat mode of interaction just in case you guys are keen. But before I end, I want to request all to observe this particular quote, which says, if you rest, you rust. So, my dear friends, be on the go, be on the explorage. This is just the limitation that we are not allowed to go out, but it's not like that we are not allowed to do anything. We can even work wonders in at a workplace. So home office is not something which is imaginary. It is physical, very much physical, and you're doing all great things at home what you're doing at office, right? Because you have an infrastructure, the machine in front of you, the people around in the virtual space to make you help and explore, right? So that's all from my end. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Thank you so much, sir. I request you to please stop the share screen if possible,
Okay,
so that we can have a grid view.
Yes, please, please.
Thank you so much, sir. Each slide of your presentation was so knowledgeable, and the information and the positivity which you have shared with us today is just amazing, sir. And I'm sure the learnings which you have shared with us is going to help us a lot in this pandemic situation, even after the pandemic too. Thank you so much for sharing your valuable thoughts with us. Now, currently we have 125 attendees with us, and chat box is full with the compliments, and they all are conveying their regards to you, sir.
Thank you.
We do have some questions with the participants, and we also have some questions to ask. So, with your due permission, I would like to ask some questions, sir, regarding today's webinar topic. Thank you so much, sir. The first question goes like that: how to deal with the changes which has been occurred specifically into the education sector after this COVID-19, sir?
See, we have already exercised and wore the uniform of the change which was required. We have already, transformed with the march of time as teachers, as parents, as educators. So thanks to the power of technology, it was adopted well in time, and probably it is high time for all of us that we are prepared to have a wider spectrum of this knowledge. And this will certainly become a new practice with the march of time, that once a week at least we can go virtual and have some common lessons. So that's the way. I think we have already done so.
Right, sir.
Unconsciously, in fact, I would say.
Definitely. Sir, as you are a TQM expert also, so we would like to know that what are the importance of the TQM into the education sector?
Well, TQM stands for Total Quality Management, which comes under the umbrella of Kaizen, which is having some extra initiatives and quality models like Six Sigma. Then they have 5S, then they have Pokeyoka, then you have FIT, first in time. And this all approach actually creates the positivity at the workplace. And when we talk about individual approaches, Six Sigma deals with 0 defects, 3.14 per million. It uses the defined measure, analyze, inspect, and control model. And then we have TQM, which exercises the PDCA model of plan, do, check, and act, wherein we try to integrate the problems related to a work life. And quality circles is one of the approaches which is being followed widely in schools and colleges now, globally in fact. And we have many colleges in Singapore, even in US and UK, and in Turkey, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Mauritius, where I've been indulging with them to form quality circles in colleges. And that is where they divide group in 8 to 12 members. And then each member, each group is actually given an option to identify the problems of their workplace. And then they try and sit and brainstorm over that problem, come out with solutions using the fishbone diagram as one of the tools. It is also known as the Ishikawa diagram. So that cause and effect diagram. And then they come out with strategies and they try to implement those strategies in action. So it's a type of a practical case study based model which has been adopted. It was initiated by the Japanese, and now it has come up in various parts of the world, particularly in colleges and schools. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. That was really informative. The next question goes like that how the teachers can enrich the engagement of the students into the virtual classroom nowadays?
Yes. See, first of all, the teachers need to, in order to have a proper interaction, you need to have their videos on, mute or may not be mute, right? Because even if they're muted, they are doing all that exercise of nuisance, right? If they are not muted, that means they are positive on that ground. They will prepare their whole environment at home that I am not muted, so please don't do any distraction, and it's learning going on. But prior to that, I would tell and initiate, being a teacher myself, that children will only like the subject if they like the teacher, right? So the first thing is that you need to build a rapport with your students, and that rapport has to be built every day, and treat your students as your real boss. Now for you, Puneetji is not your real boss. It is the students who are there in the classroom, or the gentleman, probably. So if you're teaching 4 sections with 40 students, there are 160 bosses you need to satisfy every day. And that is the new preface you need to model as an individual. And remember, if you are learning on the go, you have some knowledge, then children will always give you recognition. If you have something to deliver which they do not know, obviously these days it's not very easy to deliver something which the children don't know, because they know at times more than all of us. So you need to phase out your WhatsApp screen and try exploring some data, at least, which you think is something, of taste of the young blood. You can take a snapshot of it and use it as a part of an anchoring while you're delivering lessons, whether it's offline or online. Please make a note of it. Different Twitter handles, information is available everywhere. Only thing is, you need to make it a polished, knowledge-based information so that you can share it in your classrooms, right? And every teacher has to come up with option A, option B, option C. It should not be limited to your lesson plan or the planned lesson. I have to teach A to Z, that's all, right? You have to come up with plan B. Maybe that the system doesn't work and you need to teach only on the podcast mode, or on the, the e-timetable has to be followed. So it might be that you teach them on the phone, or you send them using WhatsApp audio only. I have delivered many sessions where we did not use these platforms. It was just WhatsApp based. I used to record my voice for 2 minutes, 3 minutes and send it. Then they used to listen it and revert on the questions. So probably these are many, many ways where we can engage the students, but make sure that the children are demanding your smartness these days. It is not the hard work which they demand, right? So you need to come up, do some homework, and deliver pride while you're learning and teaching. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Beautifully explained. Sir, as an academician, would you like to give any suggestion or any message to the current education system?
Well, for the educators, teachers watching, I would be requesting you all to, you need to work for your platform. You need to excel with the march of time by learning more and more. You can't be avoiding and depending on the yesteryear's knowledge of yours. For us, the vocabulary has changed with the march of time. And so for the students' demand, and also as a teacher, you need to work on your online reputation management, which is very much required. We call it ORM, online reputation management, because when the child comes to your class, he Googles you first. So first of all, you need to work for your online reputation management. What are the ways and means through which you can enrich your Google count or the Google search? And one of the ways of doing so is try reducing your uploads on Facebook rather than start working on the initiation of learning to learn. And try uploads like that of creating your own website, which you can do it.
3 o'clock.
Which you can do it by free of cost also by doing it on webs.com, and other examples are there. I'll try exploring it in one of the slides if possible. Then you can go to script.com, create some script documents, upload some script documents, right? At the same time, you can make your Facebook pages where you can upload data of your interest. videos of your interest so that you can develop some connect with your students. And that's very important as an individual. You're all, of course, following your college platform and pages, try contributing there also, and have your equal presence on LinkedIn, and try doing some professional attributes on uploads. So online reputation management is what you need to work for in order to, be a better, smart, and an enriched individual.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much for sharing your valuable insight with us today. I really don't want to stop our conversation here because we are getting a lot of insights today, but we are running short of time. So now I would like to request our head in media communication, Professor Arpita Patel, Madam, to propose a vote of thanks to our today's resource person, Dr. Dheeraj Mehrotra, sir.
I can't hear you, ma'am. You need to unmute yourself.
Is it audible now?
Yes. Yes.
So I was saying it is a matter of honor for us to have you with us, sir. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to you, sir, for joining us. In such a short span, you agreed and you enlightened us with your words of wisdom. In this difficult situation, your session acted like a lighthouse, sir. And definitely all the participants get benefited and enlightened themselves by joining this session. On behalf of Modern Group of Institution, I, Arpita Patel, Head in Media Corporate Communication, on behalf of our Chairman, Shri Anil Khariaji, Vice Chairman, Shri Shantanu Khariaji, and our Group Director, Dr. Puneet Kumar Dwivedi, on behalf of Modern Group of Institution family, I would like to thank you so much. I also like to thank all the participants for joining us and stayed throughout the session with us. It is almost 120 participants with us who, enlighten themselves throughout the session. So once again, on behalf of Modern Group of Institution, I thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
sir.
ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us, sir, today. And I also thank all the attendees for joining us today, for your active participation with us. All the participants will get the e-certification within the 7 working days for today's webinar. And I request you to fill the feedback link that you will receive after the host will finish the meeting. Thank you so much. Thank you so much once again, sir. Have a great day.
God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much.